You're listening to the Becoming More Me podcast with me, Theresa Lear Levine. You're already enough, but if you're anything like me, you thrive when you're stretching, creating, and aligning with the person you feel called to be, and creating greater calm, clarity, and confidence in your life, as well as room for pleasure and expansion. Through amazing stories, conversations, and offerings, this podcast is here to inspire and support you. Get ready to release the negative, reinforce the positive, and elevate our consciousness and vibe together as we tap into our limitless potential to transform and grow. Oh my gosh, what do you think of the new intro song? It's our 2-year anniversary today. Can you believe that I have been doing weekly episodes of this show for 2 years? I can't even believe that. And then when I look through the catalog of all the amazing conversations I've gotten to have and host and learn from and grow through all the seasons of my own life and business that have happened these last 2 years, all I can say is I am so grateful. I feel so blessed. I desire so much more of it, and I'm so excited for what's to come. So I just wanted to do a little rebrand heading into this now 3rd year of Becoming More Me. So you will find not only a new intro song, but some new outro material too, and other new surprises throughout the season. And I am just so grateful, whether you have been here with me since episode 0, or you just tune in when the mood strikes or the topic seems like it inspires you, or you've listened to every darn episode. I am so grateful because I seriously had no idea what I was getting into or what I was starting or how much I would absolutely love this way of sharing and communicating and creating. It's seriously my zone. I say it often, but podcasting for me is my favorite. An episode like this, I didn't need to set an appointment for or anything else. It was just this morning, and I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to record the 2-year anniversary episode today. And it feels good. And yes, there are plenty of scheduled episodes because I can't just wing it when I have amazing guests coming on. Time needs to be honored and plans need to be made. But for solo episodes, I love the flexibility of it. And I love how well things can be repurposed. That I can come on here and I can talk for 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes with myself or a guest and create all sorts of things from that serve my audience. And it's so great because, yeah, I mean, I could spend like all my time around the clock doing that, but that doesn't actually serve my audience or my clients and those people that are dedicated to working with me. I would much rather be able to repurpose things that I've smartly created once and spend my time working with my amazing clients that I get to do one-to-one work with, getting ready to launch this new program this summer. I want to spend my time with the people that want to understand their energy system, their subconscious mind, that want to unblock that. And podcasting has given me such a beautiful way to use my time wisely and actually be able to live the kind of life that I want to. It's the whole reason for being an entrepreneur and having your own business, right? It's not so that we can create content all day long, unless that is your business. But my business is helping professional women to thrive in life and business, to be able to find and harness that elusive work-life balance, to feel good. And I don't know, but for this professional woman, spending all that time working on content is not what would make me thrive, feel balanced, or aligned. So for that reason, I'm so grateful to podcasting. And it's funny, you'll remember moments in your life when big things happened, I think for your entire life. And there's a few that are coming to mind for me right now. And one is when my virtual assistant, my longest standing one, gosh, Katie has been helping me with things for she's been with me as long as before Jordan was born. I remember before I had my fourth child, I was like, I really need another VA. I'd had one, and then she had gone into another line of work, and I hired Katie, and she's been with me for over 6 years now. And yeah, I remember her saying a few years in when we were looking for ways to kind of to grow and to gain visibility and things, she was like, "You should really start a podcast." And honestly, at the time I was like, "Katie, what's a podcast?" Like, I don't get it. And I didn't get it. I totally didn't understand. And then I started looking certain things up and okay, so I need an app or a way to listen to these things and figured that out and started finding things. But I mean, there's a ton more today anyway, but I found a few things that really interested me. And I remember like those first like half dozen podcasts that I would follow or binge on to catch up or whatever else. But I didn't yet see the opportunity for me or understand the technological requirements or whatever, which are honestly very minimal. If any of you are out there are thinking, I want to start a podcast, but you're like, I don't know how to do it. So freaking easy. I mean, take it from the girl who bought this mic like well over a year before she ever spoke a word into it, because I was a little techno freaked out, but really not difficult. So I will always remember that it was, that was probably a couple of years before I even bought the mic and then sat on it for another year. But I will always remember somebody seeing that opportunity for me long before it even dawned on me to check it out. And then I think another one that I'm always going to remember, because AI is getting so prevalent, and that's a whole other discussion to have for another show. But I remember going to coffee with my friend and previous guest, Cara D'Onofrio. I was on her show also. And we were having coffee and she was talking about like creating email content or something. And she's like, well, Chat GPT and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, chat what? And I think now that like that's becoming something that, again, using to leverage time, not to be any less me or to have things, in a voice that's not mine, but really learning how to use that in ways that allows me to, again, have more time with my family, have more time with my clients, make more amazing things out of stuff I've already put time into. Blows my mind. And I will always remember that it was like her lips who I first heard utter Chat GPT. And ever since then, it was like, it's kind of like when you're like, oh, I really like this particular car in a particular color, and then you see it everywhere. Like before those words were uttered by her, I never thought about it. I never saw it anywhere. Afterwards, everywhere. And, a lot of people are saying that the rise of AI will probably be one of the biggest things that happens in our lifetime. And that has yet to be seen and whatever. We'll see. We'll see. But I feel like it's a lot like when you would hear people talking about like using the internet for the first time back in, I guess, the 90s, whenever that was, that it was really gaining popularity. And we were all like dialing up on AOL and taking forever for pages and pictures and things to load. Oh my gosh, the amount of time we would take to do things that we do in seconds now. It's hard to believe, but it was still so fascinating then. And I'm sure things are going to get even, faster and crazier and better. Just like this show is hopefully getting better for you as these 2 years have gone by. So again, I'm digressing, but yeah, I still do remember the first mention of podcasting, and I never had any idea what it would lead to and what it's still leading to. I mean, the truth and the honest to goodness reality is that this show's still very much just getting started in so many ways. And this year we will be diving into new things like sponsorship and stuff like that, which I just haven't had the time to monetize my podcast, and that's an exciting thing to think about now that listenership is increased so much over the last 2 years and everything else. So there's always just really cool ways to think about growing your business and using the different things that you're already doing to create different streams of income and to pursue different interests too. So thank you guys so much for listening. And My promise is to keep bringing you amazing guests, keep bringing you thought-provoking topics, amazing things that you can do and get hands-on with, and a really great community to support you also. The launch of our new off social media community is one of the big things I want to announce today. I have a few things I want to announce today. This is just a pivotal time. So the alignment with our 2-year anniversary is no coincidence, but it was not planned this way. It wasn't like, let's save all this stuff and we'll do it on the 2-year anniversary. It just happened that I was actually thinking this morning before I went to record this. I was like, what amazing things are happening right now? And I'm like, oh crap, like we're launching our off of social media community, and I'm launching an amazing new hybrid program, and you guys are literally going to be the first ones to hear about it when this episode airs. So that alone is a just my way of saying thank you for listening, that you can kind of get first dibs on this awesome, awesome, awesome opportunity. So first and foremost, we are we've had a community on Facebook for a number of years, and it's amazing, and I love it. And also, Facebook's wonky. I can't tell you how many times I get blocked from being able to send messages, or I can't send a friend request, or I can't communicate with someone, or someone requests resources that I offer. And I have tons, like thousands of dollars worth of amazing free resources in my community, guys. So if you're not in there, get in there. Like, what you waiting for? But people request resources, and then I go to send them to them and I can't. And it's really frustrating because it kind of takes the community out of community in being able to communicate and, have these relationships with my members. So we're moving it off of social media onto a new platform, and I love it. I have been a participant and am a member of many communities on this platform known as Skool. It's spelled Skool. That's the platform that we're using. And I love it. There's messaging on there. I have all of the same resources and then some that I have in my Facebook community. And essentially, we're going to be adding everything new into this new community, the Becoming More Me community on Skool. So if you are a current member of my Facebook community, all of the instructions are in that group on how to move over to the other community. We're not closing the community on Facebook. It's just that new stuff won't be going in there in quite the same way that it will be on Skool. And opportunities for things like live calls with me and stuff like that will be given out and announced on Skool versus on Facebook. So you don't need to leave the Facebook community. There'll still be announcements there and things that happen, but everything and then some will happen in the other community as we kind of transition over there. And if you haven't joined the Facebook community, you can go straight to joining the off social media one. I know that so many of my followers, like on Instagram and things like that, they don't want to come over to Facebook to be part of a community. It's not their jam. And honestly, I have a lot of people that have joined, reluctantly because they want to be part of the community, but they still don't love getting their education and their nourishment for their own energetics and subconscious challenges in the midst of a social media platform. And I totally get that. But until now, it's kind of been our best place to do it. So that's the big first announcement. Becoming More Me community is now available off of social media with more resources than ever and lots of awesome opportunities. And it is also the platform that we're going to be using for our new hybrid program that is, I hate the word launch, honestly. I'm kind of anti-launch. So I'll say launching, but to me, launch means like you got to get a whole bunch of people together that are all doing the same thing at the same time. And eh, just that feels exhausting to me. I'm not interested. I've done, participated in, been successful with, also flopped my share of launches. And to me, as in my business, it feels most aligned to communicate with my clients one-on-one, see what's going to work best with them, and get them involved on the level that seems most suitable for them. So with that in mind, this new program, Becoming More Me signature group program, is launching now. So if you're listening to this episode, you can be one of the very first people to get a spot. And I'm going to tell you why that is freaking amazing versus waiting till later. It's going to be freaking amazing then too, but just differences that you might find insane value in as an early adopter. I have always said that I'm a fan of joining people when they're doing something for the first time. Um, or like, yeah, I love the newness vibe, and I really feel like coaches and teachers, people who are running programs for the first time, really, really want to please and get results for the people that are joining them for something new. It's like you really want to deliver. So, and I already have that urge anyway with people I've worked with all the time, and I'm constantly switching my programs up. And so I really like to keep fresh that desire in me to be giving my best to the people that I'm working with and making sure that they are thrilled with their experience working with me and the investment that they make to do so. So that is the mindset from which I created the Becoming More Me signature group program. So for those of you who aren't aware, I did group programs back in 2021 and I loved them. And I also felt like, gosh, I could have gotten much better results for the people I was working with in one-on-one. So from there, I shifted and I have done mainly high ticket one-to-one programs, usually working with my clients from, anywhere from 3 months to a year since then. And I have been maxed out and on wait list since the beginning of this year. So with that in mind, I was feeling like I really want to be able to help more people without diluting what I deliver my one-on-one clients and just really be able to provide something that's going to be amazing. So let me tell you a little bit about the Becoming More Me signature group program. And if it's something that you think might be of interest to you, I definitely encourage you hop on an insight call with me and we can quickly determine whether or not this is something that's going to be amazing for you or whether something else would be better or something different would be better. And through talking with you one-on-one, I can really determine that. So, I mean, if you're really ready to invest in getting unstuck, in working on the traumas, the challenges, the setbacks, the energy leaks that you have going on, the physical or emotional pain, and really do it in a different way, an aligned way, and feel those shifts so that you can show up differently in your life, then now is definitely the time to hop on one of those calls with me and make that happen. So let me just give you some of the highlights of the program, and then you can just, at least if nothing else, understand a bit more about how we do this work and how it might translate into your life and the things that you're, wanting to work on and change and see if it feels suitable. I'm thrilled to say that my hybrid coaching clients are going to be getting actually more time with me than my current one-on-one clients are getting. And that's pretty exciting. So here's how this is going to work. This is still very much a program for intelligent, conscious professionals who are already, well versed in self-healing, well versed in mental health, who are still finding themselves with those stuck points, the pains, not being able to get the results that they want on their own or with the things that they've tried previously, that are looking for a custom plan with expert guidance that gets results. That's what I do as I work with people in this new program, both one-on-one and in group settings, in a way that empowers you to call your power back as we remove those energetic blockages and those subconscious blocks, the limiting beliefs, and the residue of traumas that have been keeping you stuck so that you can finally confidently cultivate value aligned success for both your personal and your business life. The kind of stuff that you've only been thinking about, dreaming about, maybe even thinking wasn't possible until now. This program is going to take place over the course of 6 months. They have a whole half a year together. And I love that. I mean, the thing I love most is when I get to work with people for a year, because I really feel like when you get to go through seasons, holidays, anniversaries, remembrance dates, those kind of things. It really makes a difference in the kind of work that comes out. And also, I know how much progress can be made with even just a couple of EFT or hypnosis sessions. So the need is not always there, but when I have clients who have the means and desire to work with me for a year, that is honestly the coolest, the most transformation, the most thorough way of making sure that we have covered all the bases. So in this group program, you're going to be getting one-to-one support. Okay. You will have a half a dozen sessions with me one-on-one. And my sessions with my clients, my one-on-one sessions, we determine at the consult, which is in addition to those one-on-one sessions. It's another time that we get to meet one-to-one, the things that are most important to you, the challenges that you're facing. We go over your past history, your childhood, traumas, relationships, family, current, present dynamics, all sorts of things to really determine what the stuck points are. And then from there, we can determine if we're going to be starting with, tapping or hypnotherapy or some kind of a combination of modalities that is most suited for your personal challenges. That's how we'll spend the time doing the one-on-one work, is really working on the things that are super personal, the things that you don't want to be discussing in group calls or sharing with others, the things that are most important to you to see a difference in, where I can get you the best results by getting super specific in the work that we're doing and doing it one-on-one with you. So that is how those one-to-one sessions will be spent together. So again, there's 6 of those and there's a consult call in addition. So that's 7 times that you and I are meeting on, in that one-to-one dynamic in order to get you results. Now, if you've worked with me before, you know this. If not, then you should know that I review, like my sessions are considered deluxe sessions, because once we meet for that first time, in between, even like that consult in your first session, in between your first session and your second session and so on, I review your sessions and I look for things where maybe we didn't quite work everything out, or I'm looking for just little signs, little ear prick up moments, all those kind of things, so that I can create even better, EFT tapping rounds for your next session, even more powerful hypnotherapy to really get into the subconscious and rewire your brain. And that is what makes those sessions really deluxe, is that I'm spending as much time as I spent with you in session, usually more, in between your sessions to keep the ball rolling and to keep the really powerful stuff being delivered. That also means that when we're in session together, we don't need to spend a ton of time recapping. You're not going to waste half of your session catching me up. And there's another reason for that, is because you also have access to me in between sessions. So as things are coming up, as you're working on things, you can message me through an app that I like to use that allows you to send voice clips or texts or pictures, whatever you want to send that helps to relay your current situation. And we are making progress one-to-one even between your sessions. Now, in addition to that, the beauty of this hybrid program is that you also get group calls. So twice monthly, there are going to be Becoming More Me signature program group calls. Here's the really cool part if you're an early adopter, okay? If you're listening to this on the day that this podcast releases, the likelihood is that no one else has enrolled yet, okay? And you could literally be the first. And if you're the first to enroll, and who knows, like, even if there's like a few more people, there's going to be very, very few people in the early months of this program on those group calls, because I'm not doing a big giant launch. I am enrolling to serve the people that are coming on to work with me. So it's kind of like extra one-on-one. Just hint, hint, great reason to hop on early, because as soon as that first person enrolls, those group calls on the twice monthly basis will begin shortly thereafter. And then the next person enrolls, they'll be coming to those group calls also, and so on and so forth. And there's positives to both getting to kind of monopolize those calls in the beginning and also share them with others. The reason I wanted to move into group is because there is mega healing power in group. And it's very rare that someone brings something to the table that's a challenge for them, that there is not some kind of resonance or similarity or something else that can be healed in another through it. And I wanted to have more of that power and more of that community with the people that I'm working with. But it's a hugely beneficial reason to get on early. So yeah, twice monthly group calls. You have all of those one-to-one sessions too. You have access to me between the sessions, and you'll also get recordings of our one-to-one sessions as well as the group calls, which will be in a library for the group to access. And when I do hypnosis, you also get a separate audio that is for rewiring the stuff that we work on in hypnosis. So lots of things that you'll have that you can use during and after our time working together. And you will also get full access to my Becoming More Me with EFT program. It's the one that you hear me talking about on other people's podcasts that I'm like, I took everything from my 3 levels of master EFT training and I condensed it into a program of video modules that you can consume and understand how we're going to be doing EFT in less time than it takes to watch Hamilton. So that is kind of like my claim to fame course that is a great value being included in here too. So it's going to teach you everything that you need to know about EFT tapping. And that means that you'll be able to make and create your own EFT rounds. You're going to know how to use your sessions to get greater results using EFT tapping after your sessions. You're going to understand how we do the tapping in session so that we don't have to waste any time in your one-to-one sessions with me teaching you that. We can simply jump into the work. I have designed this to be super efficient, super effective. And just like any of my programs that I've had in the past, I have a risk-free guarantee. So if after you complete it, you do the program, you do the work between the sessions, you implement the practices and the techniques, you listen to your hypnosis audios, you don't feel like our work together has helped you with your healing process, you don't feel like it has improved your physical or emotional pain or helped you with the symptoms of your negative emotions, of your energetic blocks, of your limiting beliefs, or given you just amazing, amazing tools and coping mechanisms that you can use for the rest of your life to feel better and show up differently in your life and get way different outcomes than you are currently getting now, I give you your money back. And I've always done that. And I was kind of knock on wood and say it like, where's the refund claimer coming from next? But nobody's ever taken me up on it. Like, I really do care about the people that I work with. I really do deliver great results. And I am always listening to see how I can do better for you at your next session or what you're really looking for or how we can get it for you. So, as much as I can tell you I care and have that mean something to you, I will tell you that. And, you know, there's plenty of testimonials and things where other people can attest to the level of care and concern that I have for my clients and their desired outcomes, whatever they might be. It's kind of like whatever it is that you most want in your life, I am your cheerleader, your person that's going to help you rewire your brain around it and get out of your own way. Because let's face it, when it comes to positive change, that is the stuff that drives our nervous system crazy because usually it's so unfamiliar. And it's really true that it can be much easier to live a life of mediocrity and complaining and being frustrated or even sad and depressed than it can to live a life where you feel like you have it all and you feel amazing, because it can feel like there is so much to lose and that can feel really scary and really uncertain. And those are the kind of things I help make familiar for people so that you can keep stepping into those next levels without talking yourself out of it or getting in your head about it, and just really from a grounded place with a regulated nervous system, make decisions, take action, and I use this phrase a lot, but show up differently in your life. Just when you're thinking about your life as if it's a movie or a play and you're looking in on it and you see that character that is you have a pretty good idea right now about what that character is going to do in response to a comment that she doesn't like, or something that makes her sad, or something that triggers her. But what if she did something different? What if we can get to that regulated place where your choices are different, your actions are different, you're able to take pause, you're showing up differently. And that's everything when it comes to getting different results and different outcomes. So yeah, that's what the hybrid group is looking like, guys. And I am making sure that I have lots of room on my calendar for insight calls right now so that if you're like, yes, this is what I want. This is, how I want to better understand myself. This is how I want to regulate and elevate and align my life. And can you tell me more about this? Then we can definitely have a talk and I will explain to you how we use this program to regulate your nervous system and your emotions and your mind, how we work with your subconscious, how we elevate your sense of possibility together, how we elevate your beliefs and root out the limiting and negative ones, how you're coached to increase your intuition, to trust your gut, to make more choices from that grounded place, and how we work to align your life, your dreams, your desires, your goals with the law of attraction so that you can magnetize more of what you want into your life. And how currently that's not happening because the frequencies are not aligned and so many other things, and how we're going to align your very energy and your power so that you can call into your life more of what you want. And the results for everybody that does this program is coming out the other side with greater calm, greater clarity, greater confidence for whatever their specific goals are. So, and that's where we get kind of granular and specific and personal, and where that one-on-one work comes in, because everyone has different specific goals that are meaningful to them. And also in group, there's so many of those specific things that we can work on and address in more general ways. But those group calls are going to be so much fun, guys. You'll be able to bring your questions. We'll be doing hands-on things. They'll be teaching. Like whatever you guys are wanting to do with that time is going to be led by the things that are coming up, and getting to work with me in kind of an off-the-cuff, on-the-fly way and really soak up amazing stuff twice a month. And then also have a library that's, being built of things that you can go back to, that's searchable, everything else. It's going to be amazing. And I'm grateful that it coincides with this two-year anniversary, because it feels like such an amazing gift that I'm going to be able to give to those of you that want to do this work, and such a great way to celebrate this milestone. So on that note, feel free to go book an insight call with me. And, the worst case scenario on an insight call is you walk away with some insights about your life, about why things are the way that they are, and some great resources, suggestions, tips on how you can change it for the better. And that's the whole purpose. Just like with my programs, an insight call is designed to give back to you and to help you begin to get the answers that you're looking for on this journey to greater calm, clarity, and confidence. So thanks for being with me for the last 2 years, guys. Thanks for listening today. And I hope you enjoy the new music and exit to the podcast that you're about to hear right now. Thanks for spending some of your precious time with me today. If you loved this episode, please leave a review or simply share it with someone else who would get great benefit from it too. If you share on social media, please tag me so I can personally connect and thank you. Until next time, keep taking bold and brave steps towards becoming more of who you want to be in this world. You are capable, you are worthy, and you are enough. And if your inner critic is still trying to argue with those facts, hit me up. We've got work to do.